Okay, so once you have finished your drawing 3 exercise, go and use layout 2 this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert our title block. Okay, so you're going to go to blocks. You're going to use browse for blocks. And you are going to find your title block. I think it's in my engineering folder. And I have T block 1. And I'm going to insert. And you're going to see something. You might see this weird stuff. It's because of the array that we did. Anyway, simply click anywhere, and then you might need to click again. Uh, and it's okay, just click it outside. And then we're going to now change the paper orientation. To change our paper setup, we can go to Layout 2 here and right click on it. And then we're going to click Show Properties. And these properties will come out here. And we will see here the paper size. And the paper size that we want is a simple letter, 8.5 by 11. So we're going to click on that one. We're also going to change the orientation. We want it to be portrait. There you go. And then all we have to do is adjust this later. But we're going to first transfer this to this paper by simply doing a select. Remember that this is a block, and we're going to move. And we are simply going to just move this corner. And there's nothing to attach to here, so we're going to simply zoom closer and just do the best we can to move that at this corner for the meantime. Okay, and then for this overlap, we're going to simply select the viewport, click on this one, and we're going to um, move that. Okay, let's not use the grip reach, let's just use select the viewport, and let's select the move, and then let's just move that up. Okay, if you want to center it, okay, let's put the scale first for this viewport. So we have to double click on inside, and then we are going to go to the properties and then scroll down here and see what scale do we want it to be. We center it drawing. Let us first select the viewport, and on the properties here, okay, you will use the viewport scale that is appropriate for this one. So if I make it 1:1, that's going to be just too small. Okay, so if I make it 1:2, it'll make it even smaller. So now we have to do a 2:1, which makes it bigger. 4:1 makes it even bigger. Maybe 8:1 would be most appropriate. There you go, 8:1. And then we can move the whole viewport while it's selected. We can click the viewport and then move it. Okay. And when it's centered like this, all we're going to do is select the layer of this viewport. So select the viewport, and remember that there's a layer here. And if you have a layer called viewport, then you can turn off this viewport. Okay. So right now it's in layer stamp. Okay. So if it's in layer stamp, then if we turn off the layer stamp here, turn it off here. Well, we can't change the stamp layer if this one is stamped here. So this is your current viewport. So select that, make sure it's like back to 0, go back to your layer, and then on the stamp, un, uh, unclick the light bulb, and then the title block will disappear because when we inserted the title block, it was in layer stamp. So let's bring that back again, and then select the stamp, okay, and then go to properties, and then the layer of the title block is in layer stamp. Okay, so let's make a new layer for that one. So we're going to click layer, we're going to click plus, and then we're going to click on T block, or make a layer T block. And let's set the color of this layer later on. So just press enter first. T block is down here. So T block, uh, and let's see. Oh, okay. And the line type is continuous, line weight is default. Let's change that um, to default of 1.3, just to make sure that everything will just print thin first. And then make sure that the layer of T block is not off, okay? But the layer of stamp is going to be off. So if you click this, okay, oh, Yeah, we haven't turned that off yet, so we're gonna click this and make sure that the layer uh, if this one is now in T block. There you go. Now it's T block. Okay. So now go back to layer and then turn off stamp, and the viewport for this for the drawing should go away, but the title block should stay. Next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put in dimensions. So make sure that you switch your layer to layer dim. Okay, and this one should be layer dim. So this should be layer dim. Okay, if you pull this down, you should see a check here, and start putting in your dimensions. After you add your dimensions, make sure that none of the dimensions is outside your margin. So you might need to adjust some of this. And we're just adjusting these dimensions so that we can sort of move the whole thing. So we're going to simply move, and we're going to well, we have to turn on our stamp because we need to move the whole drawing and the dimensions. So we're going to move and then select everything, press check, and simply click outside and then try to drag it. Okay, and so this 18 now is inside the dimension. So now I'm ready to turn off again my stamp layer. There you go. So everything is inside. You don't want to see the grid mark, so double click inside and then type grid for grid and then turn it off. No more grid. Click on outside, and we're gonna fix the title block next. Right, so after your dimensions, let's look at this title block information over here. So we have our stamp over here, and then we have all the information within our title block, but it looks different. Okay, so if we open our title block, you can see that when we did our title block, we have these different kinds of fonts that we use. But the problem is this font is only was only changed by editing. So that means that you click on it and then you double click and then you can change the font here. But to the left, you would see that the name of this style of font is standard. Okay, so actually all of them are standard. So if you click this, the name of the style is standard. It doesn't say of any font that we use, but the name of style is standard. Okay, press escape. If I click on this one again, this one is also named standard. Okay, press escape, click on this one again, and the name is still standard. So we have the same style for all three, and then we only change the font internally. So when we go back to our title block, then we cannot change the title block internally because it is a block. So what we need to do if we want to change it is we need to do an explode. So we're going to do modify, and then we're going to do an explode here, and we can select the title block, press enter. There you go. And then now we can simply double click this and then the triple click and then change this to a font that is present on the computer. So if we wanted to do Times New Roman, we can do that and then click check, and then it will now change to the title block Times New Roman. This one, I believe we selected this one, 2, 3, to a Swiss. So simply select and then select again, click check, and it will now change to Swiss. Okay. So this one, I think it's also Swiss. So double click, click, and then select Swiss again, and then click outside. Okay, this one again, click, double click, and then triple click inside or it's highlight, and then change this back to Swiss again. Click outside. Okay, this one too. Click, double click, and then triple click 1, 2, 3. Oh, on the character 2, 3, and then change this back to Swiss. Okay, and click outside. Okay, and then this one I think is also Swiss. Double click. Yeah, and 1, 2, 3 is Swiss already. Click outside, and there you go. So now it's been updated. Unfortunately, this is a limited version of AutoCAD that we're using. This is AutoCAD for Education. We cannot create styles right now unless the drawing comes with a template. So that's how you're going to fix your font so that it more or less goes back to what we intended it to be. Okay, so that's how what you're going to do, and basically from now on, all our exercise we'll use the title block. This is our first title block. Um, and what we're going to do next, we're going to see what does it look like on a PDF. So we know that we don't want anything black here, and so we exploded this already. So all we're going to do is select this, um, and actually we can select the whole thing here with a window, or select it with a crossing. That means starting from the right, going to the left, and then make sure it's in layer T block. So on the property, make sure that we select this, and then we change it to layer, oh, select layer, and change it to T block, okay? So that everything becomes black because the layer T block is colored black, okay? And now that we have that colored black, everything is black. Let's now do a plot, and we just have to do a current layout, portrait, and then plot, and then wait a few seconds until the PDF is generating. Hopefully, you don't get an error. Some computers will give you an error. Once you have that, you simply download PDF, and then you simply open that one, and you will see what your drawing would look like. Um, if you're not happy with the construction line, so if I zoom closer, the construction line here, the thin line is the hidden lines are way too small. You can always adjust that um, by adjusting your LT scale. But for now, leave that as it is, as long as it's thin, just like we see here, it's thin. And as long as every dimension is inside your title block, then that's fine. The only thing I don't like here is that this color or this margin here should be a little thicker. So let's work on that one. Work on making a thick border around here. So going back to our drawing, we know that this border, when I select that, the layer of this one is in T block. In T block, if you go to layer and select T block here, T block has uh, T block has a line width of 0.13 by default, and although this one is supposed to be in the correct layer, okay, we don't want the line weight to be 0.13, okay. So on the property, we can adjust the individual line weights of a object even though it belongs to a layer T block that has a line width of 0.13. So individually, I can do that. Okay, I simply have to select the object. So I'm going to press escape first and select the object, and then go to property, and then there's a specific line weight here that says by layer. By layer means that the object will always use the line weight of the layer. So if the layer is T block and the layer line weight is 0.13, then this object will use 0.13. So in this case, I want to change the line weight individually. I don't want to change the layer, I just want to change it individually. So I'm going to select this and then make that bigger. And if you are happy, are going to be happy with 1.0, so select that, okay? And now it's like overriding the title block line weight, okay? So press escape to stop. I also want to change this, okay? This one and this one. So over here, I'm going to go to line weight, and I'm also going to change that to 1.0, okay? And I will now close this first, okay? And then press escape, and then click on my plot to generate a new PDF. So simply click plot. We will now again wait to generate a new PDF. Once it's done, you'll be able to download it. Hopefully it works for you. Some very few computers doesn't work, but you should have a green check mark and then click download PDF, and then simply open the PDF and uh, see whether you like the line weight or not. Um, that looks okay. The only thing that is a little bothersome is that the edge of our line weight of our paper is offset. And for now we're just going to accept that. But there's a way of fixing that one. If you're interested in fixing that one, you have to go back to your drawing and you have to actually move your whole thing. Okay. If you want to do that, all you're going to do is turn on first all the layers. So we're going to go to layers. We're going to turn on everything. We're going to select the whole drawing. We're going to use the move. We're going to scroll down here. We're going to pick this endpoint and we're going to actually going to drag that to the inner margin line here as best as we can. And then click zoom extents. Okay. And then do another plot. And then click plot. And then wait for the PDF to generate again and see whether that would fix the layout. Oh, I forgot to remove the viewport. Anyway, let's just see whether we have that problem again. So click download and then open the PDF and then zoom out. There you go. So now the drawing is laid out. The only thing that I didn't do was turn off the viewport here before I click plot. So if I want to fix that, I select the viewport and oh, I don't need to select that. I can simply turn off stamp here and then do another plot and then plot and then wait for another PDF to generate. And hopefully now this will be my final PDF, which is going to be showing the correct work altogether. So download PDF, open the PDF, and then simply zoom out. If you're zooming in and everything looks fine, the borders are thick, the whole paper is um, within the border, and we are good to go. And this is what you're going to turn in to Padlet.